Hi, welcome to day 4 of the 7-day series of Your Body is Screaming at You and the emotional trauma behind every ache. So, what I'm doing is I am talking about the emotional factor when emotions get suppressed in a particular area in our body. Hence, it causes aches and pains and also chronic disease and illnesses such as autoimmune disease and also cancer. So, this is general information. I'm doing a disclaimer first thing. I'm not a medical doctor, I am a clinical hypnotherapist. So, I work with emotions. I take people back to their root when they come to me with a physical issue or some mental health issue, addictions. I take them back, I connect them with the subconscious, and I take them back to the root of the issue, and I work with emotions. So I dig, ask the questions, and I look for specific emotions that are attached with that area of the body. So, for example, myself, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease in 2016. And first, I did one factor, which was the environmental. So, I took care of the diet and also got rid of chemicals. So, remember, there are always two factors behind disease and illnesses. One is the emotion, two is the environment. So when I was diagnosed, I took care of the environment first, and I've gotten better, and I started losing weight, and I was getting back my energy. I was seeing like improvement, and my blood work came good, and I did not need medicine. Then later, when I got into hypnotherapy, I did the emotional work behind the trauma, emotions suppressed around my throat area that caused issues with my thyroid, that contributed. So I've covered so far, so I did an intro video, so you haven't watched that, go watch it. And so far, day 1, I started with the head area. So if you or anyone that you know or close to you suffer from migraines or chronic headaches, day 2 was the throat area, I'm trying to remember, and day 3, which was yesterday, I covered the chest area. So I talked about the heart and the lungs, issues such as asthma, which I also had, which, by the way, I forgot to include this in yesterday's video in regards to asthma. When I was diagnosed with hyperactive bronchi, I was given 2 inhalers and 2 pills. Okay, so I was on 2 types of medicines, pill-wise, and 2 types of inhalers. And when I started learning about holistic, and I was experimenting with juicing and cleanses and fasting, I gradually, like first one medicine at a time, I started removing. It's like, oh, what happens if I stop taking this? And before you know it, because I was juicing and I learned everything about juicing, and I will make separate videos about this, I did not need the asthma medicine anymore. And I was fine. I'm fine. So I still get triggers. I am very mindful of those triggers, such as smoking. So I cannot be around smoking. It triggers asthma. And certain chemicals. I had to get rid of most of my perfumes. I used to collect perfumes at the time. But then I was able to find ones that were lighter and were okay. I try not to use them as much because they're not really good for just the immune system in general. So I try to use essential oils, and yeah. Anyways, so where was I with asthma and the medicine? So yeah, so I did not need medicine for asthma anymore because I did the environmental changes, and I also did the emotional work and find out the emotion behind the asthma. Okay, so today I'm gonna cover the liver and the stomach area. So I'm gonna start from the liver. Okay, so if you or anyone that you know who is having liver issues or liver cancer, liver disease, remember the two factors. Number one factor most likely is going to be, the most general issue is going to be alcohol. There's also, other factors with the liver. It's not just alcohol, but alcohol is the most well-known common thing. And then you're gonna, but I am mainly focusing in this series the emotions behind each area, okay? So emotions behind the liver. If you're suffering from liver cancer or liver issues, there's always anger and resentment, very, very negative energies. So this is someone, and again, this is in general from what I've witnessed, this is someone who's going to be negative, always jumping to the negative conclusions, always looking at the half glass empty type of person, and a chronic complainer. So someone who's dealing with liver issues, major liver issues, is someone who's very negative, very, very negative, and always complaining. And this is because of conditioning, okay? So subconsciously, this person, things happened, and subconsciously this person has programs to always look at the negative no matter what's going on. And this person is not in touch with fate and is disconnected. And also one quick way that I always recommend with this situation, besides of course looking at, going back to the 3 scenes, but one quick way is attitude of gratitude. What does that mean? Attitude of gratitude. We're alive. As long as you're alive, there's something to be grateful for, okay? We are programmed, especially if you got these programs from your parents, to see these negative and always thinking of negative and fear, okay? But if we start reframing, and every day, every morning when you wake up, first thing when you open your eyes, what I do is, what do I have? What do I have? Okay, I have my health. I have food. I have a roof over my head. Okay, I have my computer, my phone, clothes. Oh, so family. You could go on and on and on. What do you have? Instead of focusing immediately when you open your eyes, most people are thinking of what they don't have and thinking of negative, such as money issues or health issues or problems with work. Okay, so if you start reframing first thing in the morning when you wake up, and you start reframing attitude of gratitude, what am I grateful for? Get a journal, put it next to your bed. When you wake up, first thing, open the journal. What do I have? Title, what do I have? So what you're doing is you're shifting your focus. You're shifting your focus to, what do I have? What am I grateful for? And away from the negative aspects in your life. And if you start doing this every morning, you're setting yourself for success for that day, because you're shifting your energy into positive. Okay, so then if you do this in the morning, then you're setting yourself for the rest, the team and the energy for the next of your day. Okay, so set intention every morning, wake up, attitude of gratitude, write down 5 things, 10 things, and I promise you, once you start doing that, if you've never done this, start with 5 things, and I guarantee that you're gonna keep going and going, because there's so much to be grateful that you take for granted until it's gone. A lot of people, they don't realize how lucky they are, that first of all, they woke up. All right, not everybody gets to wake up. People pass. Think of what just happened with the fires in LA. How many people lost everything, and there's always something, right, that's going on the planet. So every morning, wake up, say thank you, whatever you believe in, God, universe, higher self, doesn't matter. Say thank you for this, and that, and the list will keep. You'll have fun doing this because the list will keep getting longer and longer because you don't realize how much you have, because you're always focusing on what you don't have. So then you're missing. You're missing of what you should be grateful for. So that's one quick way of shifting, and it would help the liver immediately. Because the liver, if it's having issues, it's holding on to these emotions, and it's heavy. It's heavy. The liver is your manager. It's the manager of the organs. Okay, so if you shift from chronic complaining, always looking at the negative, to attitude of gratitude, your energy is going to shift into positive. And the more you do it, the better you become. What happens is the more you train yourself to do this, the better you become to see the positive side of any situation. Okay, so it's reframing. Whenever something happens, you, instead of going into panic mode and in negativity and start complaining right away, you pause. You say, why is this happening for me? Why is this happening? I don't have control right now. I'm gonna leave it up to God, because God sees from the beginning till the end. God sees the bigger picture, and I might not understand why this is happening right now, but if I'm just patient, letting go, surrender, then I might get the answer later. And usually that's what happens. Okay, that's what I experience. So that is the liver. Now, the second part of this video for today, I wanted to talk about the stomach, which is super common. A lot of stomach issues. Also the stomach, the gut, that also is linked with our intuition, which I'm going to make a separate video about that today. So I just separated for different types of stomach issues. But so for example, indigestion, this is super common. If you or someone who suffers from chronic indigestion, it's because you or that person are having a difficulty accepting your current situation in life, or accepting a person in your life. So if you are dealing with constant indigestion, okay, this is chronic, like this is something that you suffer from, stop and listen to your body. Evaluate your situation. Okay, what is it in your life that you cannot digest? Or who is it in your life that you cannot digest? And also you could be feeling overwhelmed and just by life, and burdened by too much. Okay, like too much happening, and you feel it in your stomach. So another stomach issue is ulcers. So if you or someone who's got ulcers issues, it's typically, and again I'm talking in general, okay, because remember, in order for me to find out exactly for each individual, I would have to go back to connect with your subconscious and go back to the 3 C's and do investigation work. So ulcers is typically suppressed anger and not feeling good enough. Okay. The other common issue is acid reflux or heartburn, which is the same thing. So that's typically repressed emotions. You have resentment that is burning within. So, heartburn, that's why you have these resentments stuck inside, and they're burning. So if you are someone who deals with chronic heartburn, right? I'm not talking about like you just eat something that's bad for you and you get heartburn from it just like one meal. I'm talking over time, like chronic, someone who's dealing with heartburn all the time, and instead of just popping something, Tums or whatever, pause, think, okay, I always deal with this is a common issue. What is my stomach trying to tell me? What's going on? There's emotions there. All right, so typically it's resentment and it's burning from the inside. Other common issue is, which I've dealt with many times throughout my life, is bloating. And that is because you have unresolved feelings and unspoken words. So you just, your stomach is blowing and they need to be addressed. And the last one that I have is nausea. So nausea, you suffer from this chronically. It's because you have rejection of an idea or situation and you're literally repelled by someone or something in your life. You're just nauseous, okay? So internally, that's your stomach speaking for you. Because remember, okay, this series is about, if you don't speak your emotions, if you don't look at your emotions and express them, the body is going to scream on your behalf. So the sooner you have this knowledge and understand your body, how it works, it's simple really, but you just need to know what's going on, the better you will feel. And hopefully you catch it in time before it develops into a chronic disease such as cancer. Because prevention is always better than cure. Okay? Doesn't mean that there's still things that can be done if you have cancer already. But it's just easier to prevent it. That's all. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.